lovely friends, how are you all? I'm super excited about today. It's been a while, hasn't it? We've had some difficulties, to say the least. So today we managed to get our internet up and running, so that's amazing. We've had to do some, had lots of favours to get today to go ahead. Let me tell you, it's been very difficult. However, we have the internet working, but the heating's not, so we're all freezing. So if I look slightly blue or my fingers don't quite work, we do apologise. I've literally just taken my coat off quickly now before we've gone live, and I'm hoping that the spotlights around me will keep me warm. I think somebody's trying to tell us something, don't you? The new studio is looking amazing though. It's nearly complete. And literally we just cannot wait to get over there, and for one, for you to see it, and for two, for it to be a comfortable place where we have the support to do our studios week in, week out. You know, we hate to say that we're doing studio and then have to cancel it. There's nothing more frustrating. It frustrates me to death, that, because I hate making promises that I can't keep. So I feel your pain at home, but we're here today, so we're going to make the most of it, and we're here Wednesday as well. So before I get into anything else, here's a little inspiration to show you what we've been up to over the last year or two. So let me introduce myself, that would help. My name is Toni Darroch and I'm a guest presenter over on Create and Craft. And we love anything in this studio that's going to inspire any other person to maybe pick up a brush, a stamp, a die, and just have a go. That's what it's all about. Don't switch off though if you haven't got my products. It doesn't matter, you will have something in your stash that will work with the inspiration and techniques that we're possibly going to do today. So just enjoy it. Grab yourself a cup of tea and just enjoy the next half an hour or so with me. Don't forget though that we do these videos, but we always do a sped up version after as well, so that's about 1:30. For those people that are a little bit more advanced maybe and have the gist of Stamps by Me or have a general knowledge of crafting, you can just watch the 1:30. But if you're happy to sit and listen to me talking and waffling about the products as we craft along, then you can watch either, or it's entirely up to you. Don't forget to click the subscribe button on our YouTube. This gives you all the notifications when we're going live, like today. And also all the updates, and Facebook also, that's where we pop the finished projects on, so you can see them in true form, and you can pop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. And if you tell me it's rubbish, I'm not offended by it. I'll just learn and move on like the rest of us. Okay, so let's start with our first lovely product. So we launched these lovely products over on Create and Craft over a week ago. It feels like I haven't been there for ages, but because we haven't had studio, it's feels like a long time. So I'm going to, in my first demo, I'm going to use these three lovely products. I'm going to use the 8x8 paper pad, It's All About You, the blue, the bird stamp and the coordinating die. I have got a demo with the pink one as well, so we will visit that one after this one, time permitting too. Okay, so let's pop these to one side. So first of all, let's get the stamp. So I'm going to start with the stamp first, and we're going to do a little bit of a project today rather than just a card. So the beautiful stamps, dies and papers all ready for your cards, but because you do get a lot of pages in there, you know, you're never going to run out. You've got lots of scope to play around with the papers. I always say this, please don't just sniff them. Get them used. You've got 4 of each design, 12 designs. That's what they're there for. Otherwise you'll just end up with stacks and stacks and stacks of paper that you just want to look at. So we're doing a little project, so you will actually use some of the papers out of the collection. So I'm using the large bird on the branch, which is this one here, and I'm stamping it onto some of the grey like panel wood effect, which is in the 8x8 collection. So just set this one aside. And what we're going to do is, ahead of time, I've already stamped one. Sorry about the headshot in there. Can we see this beautiful one here? I stamped it in this lovely green here, and I just dragged it out with a bit of water. Now this is one for my project, but I would like another one in a different colour, so I'm going to show you the process. It's relatively easy, nothing complicated. We just need an ink pad that's going to work with water. So stamp face down in the Eureka. Let's pick it up, and then I'm just going to ink up the stamp all over. And that, when you're stamping onto pattern paper, it gets rid of the blandness in the background. So if you stamp it onto white, it's going to look very stark and in your face. But if you stamp it onto something that's got a little bit of texture in the background, or something with a little bit of dimension or colour, it just takes that harshness out of it, which I always find fabulous. This year I am going to stamp in different colours. You know, we're using our traditional blacks and things like that. I'm going to go for colour this year with my ink pad, so stamping images in different colours. So can we see how beautiful that bird is? That's in the blue, and that's been done with the distress ink, and that's chipped sapphire is that one. The green one I've done is peeled paint. So they're the ones I've used if you are wanting to copy the project. So let's get this one die cut. So beautiful coordinating outline in your collection too. So this saves the element of fussy cutting. However, budget permitting, if you're not able to get the die, that's okay, because I don't think this one is a difficult one to fussy cut out. So if you only manage to get the stamp, it's not too hard to fussy cut. Some people do like to fussy cut anyway, I appreciate that, but it isn't a difficult one should you only be able to get the stamp. So I'll just run this one through. Sorry about the state of my mat. The other side is worse, but I'm just putting up with these things for a few more weeks, hopefully. So who's been watching Studio from the start? Pop a message on, because I do read the messages. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think we've grown? Do you think we've got better? Have we improved? Do we like the inspirational videos between things? We do like feedback. Going into the new premises, we are actually in the new premises, but going into our new studio, you know, if you let us know anything that you like, you love, anything you think we can improve on, we'll do our best to do it when we get over the road. We just only want to get better, you see. The future is our channel, I believe, so I'm happy to invest my time to do all of these videos for you, because I know how much you all love them and how much you all get out of them too. So I've just, can we see, it's just a bit better, yeah, I'll pop it on here. So because we've used that lovely distress ink, it's going to allow me with a paintbrush just to drag some of that colour out and enhance it a little bit. Now I'm not over flooding, it isn't watercolour paper, it's the paper that's within the pad, but you can get away with just adding a little bit of water just to drag that colour out. Thank you. Just to give it a little bit more dimension. I'm not going over it all. We'll get that a little bit of blue there on its tail, drag some of that blue through there. So it's like tone on tone. There we go. So nothing too dramatic. And then we've got our lovely green one too. So this is going to be in keeping with our theme. So let's get the card. So I've done a lot of the cutting ahead of time. So I've got this card here with the two side panels, and I think these are called gatefold cards. Don't hold me to that though, but I think it's a gatefold. I'm sure you'll tell me if I'm wrong. So ahead of time, out of the lovely papers, I've picked the ones that I thought would work really well. So I've picked my two front panels here. Now I did cut them so the pattern did match. So let's see. There we go. So you see when it comes together in the centre, your pattern matches. Can we see that there? It looks better. In my opinion, I like it where the pattern comes together and matches. But if you're not au fait with cutting and it's a little bit difficult, it really doesn't matter, because half of it is going to be hidden anyway. So let's just get rid of my clogged glue. So what have I got to tell you about? Have we got any interesting things we need to tell you? Yep, we've got Claire on telly tomorrow, Thirsty Brush, and her products she's launching tomorrow are gorgeous. I think it has to be, she's going in style for 2020. They are amazing, totally unique, totally different, and the design team have done a fabulous job too. So she's on tomorrow at 3 PM I believe, and she's with lovely Martin, so you might want to tune in for that one with a cup of tea if you're not doing anything else. And then I'm on TV on the 29th at the end of the month, and that's to launch our beautiful Inside and Out collection. Now a lot of you have probably already got the products, already got your alcohol markers, but you can still tune in and see the demonstrations, because I'm trying to do some different things this time, so fingers crossed it pays off. So that's me on the 29th. So let's just open our card up here. So I've cut this one for the centre here, for this centre panel. Now this is more of a gift card wallet, memory wallet, money wallet, as Tom would say. So, but you can photo wallet, you could pop 2 passport pictures on the elements within the paper pad if you wanted to. It's just an alternative way of maybe sending your traditional card. So we can see there how beautiful these papers go together, and it's imperative that we do that when we do our paper collections, because if nothing matches you're going to struggle, aren't you? So, oop, chucking it, excuse me a second. So we have our two, have I cut those? Right, yep, so we've got our 2 inner panels. If you have got the time and patience, decorate it all. So every panel you've got on show, decorate them all, because it just finishes your work. So you don't have to do this sort of thing on a gatefold card. It will work fabulously on a traditional 5x7. The elements that I'm going to glue to the inside pocket in a second, you could just do on the inside of a card. It doesn't have to be this style of card. It's just, as you can imagine, this place is a bit hectic at the moment, so I had to really find something that was going to work for us in studio today. So there we go. So it looks beautiful on the inside, beautiful on the outside. I picked a paler colour for the outside, but you can go as bright and breezy as you like. So when I was cutting these panels here, from an 8x8 sheet, I managed to get that panel, and there was a third panel, this end panel here, I believe, one side. So these are the offcuts from the 3 panels I did. So I thought, well, I don't really want to waste those. So what I've decided, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a pocket, which has got like 3 layers on there. So I'm going to position which one I want at the front. So I'm going to go with this pale one at the front to bring it all together. So I'm just going to pop some glue. I'm just going to stick it on here, leaving like a little bit of a border so I get the decorative element there. And then I'm going to take the next one. Like so. So we have like a tier of a bordered tier there. I just didn't want to waste it. Now you could use lace, you could use coloured cardstock, glitter card, whatever you wanted to. So I'm just going to take my guillotine. I'm just going to pop this inside here and see how big. So we're going to create a lovely pocket here. I'm just going to mark it with my nail. Then I know where to cut. Excuse the head. And then I'll cut. There we go. So I've got a lovely pocket going on now. That could be a tiny pocket on one of the panels if you wanted to. Can we see that there? So don't, you know, don't waste these things. So I'm just going to pop some glue down this side, across the bottom. Yep, that is the bottom. And across this side. I want this card to be relatively flat because it is going to go through the post. And I think it's flat enough just for like a first class stamp too. So I'm just going to pop that down the side there. Just give it a chance to grab, and then you'll have this lovely pocket inside here. Can we see that there? Something a little bit different. I'm a massive fan of these style wallets, particularly at Christmas. If you've got some Christmas paper pads, wow, you really can get through that paper batch making. So ahead of time I've got this like smaller card blank here, and we've cut some of the lovely blue. Can we see these here? What I'm going to do is I'm going to stick one on the front there. I'm sorry I haven't like given measurements. I just wanted you to see the idea, and you can do your own measurements. If somebody really does want the measurements, I'm happy to do that, but it won't be until tomorrow now. But if you do want me to give measurements for everything, just drop a comment under the picture after I go live, and I'll just take 10 or 15 minutes popping some measurements on for you if you do want to do it exact. So that's like the front of the card. And then inside here, got the other piece. And this is where you could pop like a little, I don't know, Starbucks voucher card, HMV. Oh, that's talking old, isn't it, HMV? Like so. So when you come to pop this in here, look, it should go in nicely inside your lovely wallet in there. So I'm just going to leave that be for now. And this is where our lovely birds come into play. So it looks a little bit bland at the moment, doesn't it? So here we're going to glue either the green or the blue. I think I'm going to go with green. I'm just going to stick it flat across this pocket here. I'm just going to take that out because I want to give that time. Make sure it's stuck, yeah, I want to give that time to stick. I said green, didn't I? Yeah. So I'm going to stick this one on, and then if we have overhang anywhere, we can just trim it off with our scissors. It's not a great shake. So if you wanted to enhance it a little bit, you could go around with your blending brush and add some dimension on there if you really wanted to. Give that a second to grab. So here we have, so these are the beautiful tags that are in the back of the 8x8, so they are a smaller version, and this is going to act as a little pocket on there. Let me just make sure it still shuts. It does. Thought I'd got my measurements wrong then. So this is actually the postcard, which is in the back of your book. So in the back of your book, if you did manage to buy the book, these are the elements from the back. I'm just using it as a little pocket. Well, she says little, it's quite deep. But if you are popping money in, make it a deep pocket because it'll just slide around in the post otherwise. So I'll just shut that and give that a push down. I'll just show you those elements from the paper, just in case there's anybody watching who never saw the launch. So in the back, you get your tags, which are perfect for all your presents and things, and then you get the beautiful toppers with borders, postcards and things like that, and then you get your beautiful array of papers. So you get wood grain patterns, floral patterns, which all work beautifully together. You get your script, and then you get the birds but on a grander scale. So that's my pad, as you can see. So excuse me, so there it is like that, and then we could pop the gift card in there. You could also stamp onto these lovely lines here. So we also have a blue one here, which I am gonna glue on, and I'm just gonna elevate it a little bit to create a little bit of interest in our pocket, and then I'm just going to trim that edge off there. In fact, I'm going to take that whole twig off because it just looks a little odd. There we go. Oops, I did put glue under it all, didn't I? I'll just make sure this bit sticks and not that bit. Just take the glue off there. We don't want it all to stick, just this bit here. So just say this is a gift card. You could pop your gift card behind like so, and then you're good to go. And you get the sort of 3D element on there, which gives you the decorative part. And I would cover this too. I would possibly cover the front with something pretty too. So that's the card concept as it is, but now we need to sort of like make it pretty on the outside. So I have this piece of vellum, it's 2 inch wide, and all I've done is I've laid it flat behind, like so, and then I just give it a good old crease and brought it together, and then I have this beautiful green postcard with the blue flower on there, and I'm just going to connect it and create a belly band for the whole thing. So let's just see if my tape runner is going to work. It is, which is fabulous for a change. At least something's working. And I'm going to glue as well. Now when you're doing these belly bands, you don't want to do them tight because it needs to slide up and down. So let's make sure it's the right way. It is. Let it grab. And then you have this lovely like belly band. Can we see that there? And actually from the stamp set, let's just have a look. So we've got especially for you. Let's go with this one. So as I said before, I'm going for a little bit of colour. So I'm just going to pop that on there, especially for you. I'm going to pick it up with my block. And because it's already made and in there, I'm just going to go for it with colour. This is where it goes horribly wrong and everybody starts to panic, but I'm okay with it. So I'm just going to do it in the blue so it brings it all together. Make sure I've got lots of ink on there. And there we go. How lovely is that? So not too scary. Like so. So we have a lovely, it is 5 by 7 I believe, so when you take this off, you've got the lovely belly band element of it, to open it up with the beautiful bird in there, to open then another one with a beautiful gift card inside. It's a gift in itself, isn't it? You don't have to give a gift if you're giving money anyway, do you? So, but I'll leave it be like that. There we go. So first demo out of the way. I hope you enjoyed that one. If I hadn't have cut it beforehand, it wouldn't have been it would have been more fun, but I had to cut it because we would have been here all day. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and like I say, it is relatively easy, so you should be good to go with that one. Before I get ready for my next demonstration, here is a little bit more inspiration. So for this demonstration, I'm going to use this lovely collection. So for those of you again who never saw this one, it's basically the same concept but a completely different colour wave. So if you're into your pinks and purples, we have the pinks and purple tags, the embellishments. This time you get like a grey grain wood effect, then you get purples, you get a pink wood effect. Just absolutely beautiful, so workable. You get the beautiful bird on the pink and orange wash. And then the beautiful floral elements, which are slightly different. So they are absolutely stunning. So in fact, I hope the lady's watching. I can't remember the lady's name now, it's going to frustrate me. Oh, I'm really good with names as well. One of the ladies on our Eureka fan page has done a sample with this. She's done the watercolour wash behind, then she's fussy cut and popped it on. Honestly, it looks like she's painted it. It's stunning. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I'm like, I'm going to be out of a job soon. It's amazing. I do apologise, I forgot your name, but I think you know who I'm talking about. There's been loads of comments on it. So if you're not in our Eureka fan page, that's one of the reasons why you need to be in there. The crafters and the followers, they're an inspiration to us all, the work that some of them do. And some people just post for the first time, brand new to craft, brand new posters. You know, you need to be in this group. It's just an amazing place to be. So I'm going to use this one here, and I'm going to show you how you can colour on black cardstock with this collection as well, which is super cool. So I'm going to, first of all, use the coordinating stamp. So with this one as well, you can get the flowers and the coordinating outlines. And I'm just going to go with, just say for instance, this one. And I'm just going to quickly do it. I've already done one ahead of time. So if you are watching for the first time and you do like the products, all our products are available on our website. All you need to do is go to the search engine and pop FBL, Foxtrot Bravo Lima, into the search engine, and basically it brings up all the products that we've used in show today and over the last however many weeks, months, and it just saves you from having to go hunting for things. So they are all there. I mean, if you're looking for something and it's not there, you can always ask the question and we will find it for you. But yeah, they should all be there. So I've just got this piece of black cardstock here, and I'm just using an anti-static bag because we are going to be doing some fabulous heat embossing. I'm going to be using Gold Digger, which is the best gold ever. This is Claire's. She's launching it tomorrow with some unbelievable prices. You need to watch the show tomorrow. Even if you're not wanting stamps and dies, she has some great collections of embossing powder, embossing ink, embossing pens. She's got it all going on. So and you will see how beautiful this is. It's ultra fine. It is packed into the case, so it has an anti-static coating inside the case, which stops all the powder from sticking to the lid everywhere. Bar basically, have you ever had an embossing powder where you take the lid off and it's stuck everywhere and it's sticking to everywhere and it just jumps out of the packet? Well, Claire's ensured that the anti-static is in there so that doesn't happen. So don't decant it out of the actual plastic bottle that she's popped it in there, because it's coated with that for a reason. So it's super fine, and I'll just show you now. I'm just going to get the camera to zoom in because it's so fine. This is how it picks up all the detail. Can we see that there? Thank you. It's so fine, and a lot of our crafters who have bought this, thank you, who have bought this have said it's the finest they've ever come across, and the results are really good as well. So good luck for your show tomorrow, Claire. We'll all be watching and supporting you, I'm sure. So I've just popped that on there. That's because I was talking, I didn't see if it had stamped. Just 1 second, ladies and gents. I'm just going to brush that off. Just turn that over. So I'm just going to do that again because I was talking and I didn't see if it had stamped. So I'm just re-inking the stamp again. All over. I'm just going to quickly anti-static again so I get a nice crisp finish on there. And then we'll stamp it out. This time making sure I've got it all stamped. That's better. So cover the image like so, and then you tap off the excess, and then you can see the beautiful detail in there. Absolutely gorgeous. It actually looks like it's heat set already, it's that fine. But watch what happens when we come to heat emboss it. It goes super shiny. So I'm just going to get my gun good and hot. So once it's hot, less time on your card means less warp in your card. So get your gun hot before you pop it on your card. And then as soon as you pop it on, the powder will instantly start to change. See that there? I don't know if you're getting that. I'm trying to get a good camera. There we go. And follow the changing of the powder. When the powder changes, just move your gun. And then you get this beautiful, it looks like gold foiling. It is that smooth. Beautiful. Nothing else to say about it. Let's move on. So let's just move this one out of the way then. So I'm just going to do a bit of colouring. I'm not going to go into great depth with colouring. We've done lots and lots of colouring videos, but I am just going to use my oil pencils. These are available on the website too, but if you have oil pencils, that's fine. So you're probably thinking, oil pencil, that's quite scary. I wouldn't know where to start with those, but they're not scary at all. They just blend really well. Ignore the oil side of it. They just blend really, really well. So you can work two colours together, colours that wouldn't traditionally work together either. So just go for it and just play. So I'm just going to use this purple, and I'm just going to add some colour. Can we see that there? Nothing fancy. And I'm going to leave some black as well. So I'm not taking the colour right to the end. So this gives me a true colour on black cardstock. They are really, really good. A lot of our crafters have already got these. So I'm not going to colour it all, just adding some colour so you can see for yourself when I hold the camera how you get the beautiful coverage over the black. You see there? And that's just little to no effort. Now I could put another colour on there. Let's go for, say this one here. Over the top, add some dark shades of pinky purple in there too. See there how we get the beautiful colour in there. Really, really beautiful. So spend some time colouring and just enjoying yourself. That's what it's all about, isn't it? So if you are wanting to know a little bit more about colouring, all you need to do is go to the playlist on YouTube and you'll see all the colouring videos, whether it be with watercolours, pencils, pens. We do all sorts. We try not to stay uniform. We do try different things. So ahead of time, I did this one. Can we see that there? And I did this one. So I'm just going to colour this little bit at the bottom in green. That's why I grabbed green first. I knew there was a reason. I'm just grabbing a green. I'm just going to add some green on here. Not too much. I'm not going to cover it all. So just to bring it together. I actually like leaving a little bit of black on there because it just creates a little bit of light and shade without really knowing about it. So don't put yourselves under pressure though, guys. You don't have to be a colourist, just go for it. If you don't like it, it's a bit of card, isn't it? We can pop it in the bin or look at it for a week, let it grow on us. So there we have our two lovely floral elements on there. So we have our black top folding note card. I have some of the beautiful pink panel wood grain. Let's stick this one flat. And then we have this beautiful one which is in the same paper collection. It's a purple, so it's a bit contrasting really, but when we put our elements on it sort of brings it all together. And then again I have this beautiful piece of vellum, but what I'm going to do is something a little bit different. So rather than do a wraparound like most people do or what's traditionally expected, I'm going to do it flat, and I'm just going to show you how I'm going to do that. So let's just grab our Eureka. So because I'm heat embossing, I am anti-static. I'm going to get a lot on there because for some reason vellum likes moisture. So I'm going to get totally rid of that. And from the stamp set, oops, I'm going to have, let's go for well done for a change. I'm just going to pop well done straight as possible. Whoops, and use that sticky ink pad again, the little one I have to hand. So when you heat embossing onto vellum, you don't have to have your gun on as long because it quickly changes because the vellum is super thin. There we go. So it'll change colour pretty much straight away. So then you get this beautiful well done on there. Can we see that there? You can see how much of that powder I've used, and it takes a long time to use it as well. My gosh, I'll be needing some more. So as soon as I get my gun hot, as soon as I pop it on, it will change pretty much straight away. There we go. Can you see that there? Really pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this one flat too. And then what I wanted to do with these two was, the reason I did two was because I wanted a big flower head on here and some leaves. So it looked like I was a little bit restricted, but what I found was if I did the pair and then I overlaid this one onto here, I had a one with a bigger head. Can we see that there? You can even push it up and extend it so those elements there look like part of a different flower. So that was my decision behind it. So I always position my work before I glue anything down, so I don't have to do things twice. So I might just raise that a little bit, and I might turn it over a little bit so it looks like it's creeping over or looking over a little bit, like so. So first of all, I'm going to create a flag out of the end of here. So I'll just scissor in, like so. Then we can have a little bit of overhang on our card, and then I'm just going to take a little bit off the end here, hopefully straight. Perfect. I'm just making sure where I put my glue is hidden. Because you can see any makings through vellum, which is pretty naff, to be honest. So we need to make sure we hide it best we can. So I'm hiding it just there under that little piece there. And then I'm going to stick this one flat. You could get away with just that. That is beautiful in itself, isn't it? But I do like the large head, but I do like things with leaves as well. So I'm just going to pop a pad behind this one just to pay a bit of dimension, I suppose, so my card's not all flat. I'm just looking for some bigger pads, just 1 second. Have some tape on a roll. We are really getting desperate now, hey? Just use my old scissors to cut this one. So do 4 little strips. I mean, if you've got the bigger pads at home, that's better, but I'm on limited supplies now, all my stuff's being packed, so I'm just going with it at the moment. Thank you everyone for your patience in this, I won't say awful period, because it's not an awful period. It's these are good problems to have, but still, it's still very difficult, very anxiety ridden, should we say, but it will come together, I'm sure. So So I'm just going to pop this a little higher, do we think? Shall we twist it a little bit more? Maybe there? We'll go there, look. And there you have another different card. So chop your floral elements up. They don't have to be so formal. You can make the most out of them. Build them up as much as you like. I will pop a picture on Facebook after the live show too. So if you want to comment, you can as well. It's lovely for your interaction as well, and it helps me as well for what I'm going to be doing for next week's show or for what I'm going to be doing in future shows. So I hope you've enjoyed those. So if you have got the paper collection, get it dug out, have a play, show me your makes. I love to see what everybody's doing. It's often that me and my son sit on the iPad and look through everybody's makes, so they don't go unnoticed. They really do get the acknowledgement they deserve. So I'm going to say bye for now. I'm back with you on Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Claire's on tomorrow at 3 o'clock, so don't forget the lovely Claire from Thirsty Brush. But before you go, here's some more inspiration before you finish your cup of tea. Take care everyone, bye.